Perhaps no one had a clearer view of the stakes that day than House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who I spoke to today. This morning, President Biden was here in the Capitol, delivered a blistering takedown of his predecessor, and also offered a vigorous defense of democracy. Given the environment we're in right now, where there are people still trying to delegitimize the investigation, diminish the extent of what happened here, do you wish that speech had come sooner than today?
Well, it came today, and it's what our country needed right now. And I'm very proud of the president's speech. It was forceful, truthful, and a wake-up call to some in our country of how close we came to catastrophe for our democracy that day in a way that was unprecedented.
The way he went after Donald Trump, however, do you think that fuels the conversation among many Republicans that there's something political about the observances? Mitch McConnell today suggested that it's being used for political gain.
Well, that's for him to say. The fact is, there was an assault on our democracy instigated by the then President of the United States, an incitement of an insurrection on the Capitol. And that's just something that Mitch McConnell or anybody else cannot whitewash.
I want you to take me into that day, if you will. We all remember you being quickly escorted off the podium. I've heard you talk about it before. You didn't want to go.
No.
Do you think now, though, knowing what you know, do you think about what would have happened had you stayed?
Well, the security was very definite. And when they pulled me down from the podium, I said, don't worry about it. They said, no, you must go. You must go. And so you don't even have a conversation. You want to do your job, they have to do their job. The visuals of what was happening outside the Capitol, now inside the Capitol, it breaks your heart. It breaks your heart. It's as if somebody in the White House dropped a bomb on the Congress of the United States.
There were people in this Capitol that day who were viewing you as an enemy, to be captured, to be humiliated. One of them said, was looking for you to shoot her in her frigging brain.
Yeah.
They desecrated your office. They left your staffers, fearing for their lives. Yeah. Have you found a way to put that in perspective, to reconcile it a year later?
Well, I've been one of their targets for a long time. I have security to protect me. My concern was really for the other members and for the staff. They can destroy things in the Speaker's office. That's wrong, but, that can be repaired. But the trauma that they foisted on the idealistic people who come to the Capitol to work, the institutional staffers, have nothing to do with Democrats and Republicans, only the Congress, those who had to clean up behind these people with their defecation of words and poo on the floor of the Capitol, while they were recalled names that are totally unacceptable.
Speaker Pelosi taking me through the Capitol, showing me where her staff was hiding.
The rioters, they banged down one of the doors. The staff was in there under the table in the dark. They couldn't speak for like almost 3 hours.
And they're obviously hearing everything because it's taking place right here.
Yeah, where is she? Would come to get her and all that stuff. And maybe they thought I was in there. I don't know.
Then we go inside her office.
Where you saw them sitting at the desk and taking the mail and all that was here. That's where that thug was sitting.
Yeah. What did you think when you saw that picture?
Well, it was a manifestation of Donald Trump. Complete disrespect.
I asked her about the lasting impact.
What has been lost that you fear can't be regained?
I think everything be regained. America is an optimistic country. The resilience of our democracy can withstand even the former president of the United States.
And I asked about the House committee investigating January 6th. It's composed of virtually all Democrats, Republicans pulling out after Pelosi rejected 2 of their selections. So she picked 2 Republicans, both fierce critics of former President Trump.
Many Republicans will say that the process was not fair, that there were Republicans who were rejected as potential members of the committee.
They were not. Well, the Speaker has the right to make the appointments.
But there are individuals they wanted on that committee who
And we
were
said
rejected.
that most of them could come. Two we could not because they were suspect in terms of their involvement in January 6th. They can whine all they want, but they walked away from the opportunity to having their full complement of members on the committee. Now I ask all members to rise for a moment of silence.
You've been very vocal in the past about praying for your adversaries.
I always do, including as recently as this morning. I always pray for them that they will open their hearts to God's blessings to do what is right. But I say to the Republicans, take back your party. This is not who you are. You're the grand old party. It's done so much for America, had great leadership for our country. This is a sad thing for the country that the Republican Party would have melted down to a cult.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.